if you're looking to move somewhere new to start a company. I grew up and worked as a software developer in the San Francisco Bay Area for much of my life. We escaped California in 2001 due to insane traffic, overpopulation, high cost of living, and pretty much we haven't looked back. Big startup cities or hubs like Silicon Valley, Seattle, and New York can offer entrepreneurs a lot of value and opportunities. They're able to bring together large numbers of like-minded entrepreneurs, investors, mentors, employees, consultants, events, and more. Cities worldwide have jumped onto the bandwagon to get their piece of the startup ecosystem pie, falling all over themselves to attract entrepreneurs and investors, i.e. money and influence. Meanwhile, old guard states like California and New York have become anti-business, as evidenced by entrepreneurs and businesses fleeing for other states, Tesla being a prime example. Despite this, America still leads the world with 50% of top-rated startup hubs. So if you already live in one of these, you'll have an advantage. Business gurus commonly tell entrepreneurs they must have a great idea, market fit, team, timing, product, funding, and so on. But they don't usually discuss location. Startup hubs are typically scored by several key factors, including performance, funding, connections, talent, and knowledge. But unless you raise a ton of money, another important factor, I think, is cost of living. According to Startup Genome, the top 5 ranked US startup hubs are Silicon Valley, New York City, Boston, Los Angeles, and Seattle. But can you afford to live there? These are the top 15 hubs according to Startup Genome, but we've reordered their rankings to account for cost of living because that's what we're obsessed with here. Number 15, San Diego, California. The median home price here is $850,000 according to nar.realtor, up 16.6% year over year. The median rent is $2,070 per month for a 1-bedroom apartment, according to Zumper.com, up 50% year over year. Early stage funding is $9.6 billion. The sector strengths here are life sciences, biotech. The pros in San Diego are weather, culture and arts, recreation, food, diversity. The cons are pretty much taxes, high cost of living, high housing costs, crime, mediocre public schools, unemployment, traffic, homelessness. My opinion, I would not move back to California, but it's beautiful in San Diego. Number 14, Washington, D.C. The median house price is $549,000. That's up 11.5% year over year. The median rent is $2,250, up 14.8% year over year. Early stage funding is $2.1 billion. The ecosystem value is about $28.9 billion. The subsector strengths include cybersecurity and edtech. The pros include high salaries, culture. Cons include cost of living, wealth inequality, traffic and tourism, public schools, humid summers. My opinion, I would not want to live in DC, but perhaps the suburbs are a good alternative. Okay, number 13, Salt Lake City, Utah, also known as Silicon Slopes. The median price of homes here are $501,000. That's up 26.2% since last year. The median rent is $1,210, up 13% since last year. Early stage funding is $3.4 billion statewide. That's 165 deals last year. The sector strengths include health tech, fintech, software, IT, e-commerce. The pros include jobs and booming tech, public transportation, national parks, affordable rents. The cons include expensive home prices, unusual street numbering. My opinion is absolutely. I love skiing, I love the state, I love affordability there, I love the parks. Number 12, Research Triangle, North Carolina. The median home price here is $403,000. That's up 19.8% year over year. The median rent is $1,210 a month, up 15.2% year over year. Early stage funding, $2 billion. That's over 159 deals. The sector strengths are many. They include ag tech, admin, advanced manufacturing, gene and cell therapy, fintech, clean tech, and cybersecurity. Interesting to note here is that Apple and Google last year decided to open up engineering campuses, investing over $1 billion each, bringing thousands of high-tech jobs to the Triangle. The pros here include relatively affordable housing, a booming job market, it's family-friendly, education and culture, it's a beautiful area. The cons include kind of humid weather, zero light nightlife, urban sprawl, traffic. I think this is a good possibility if you're looking for a startup hub. Okay, number 11, Denver-Boulder, Colorado. Here, the median home price is $615,000, up 21.5%. That's pretty high. Median rent here is $1,610 a month, up 20.9%. That's pretty high. Early stage funding, $4.3 billion. That's up 170%. Incredible. That's over 267 deals. So Denver is a pretty thriving hub. The sector strengths include here health tech, AI, fintech, aerospace, and cybersecurity. The pros include the following. It's a millennial heaven. It's, I think, 26% of the population is a millennial there. Food and breweries, lots to do, good weather, jobs, recreation, education, marijuana, sports. And the cons include housing costs, altitude, public transportation, sprawl and traffic, long winters. My opinion, I love it. I love Denver and Boulder. Number 10, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Early stage funding here is, I think last year, $994 million. The subsector is Cannatech. I think that's the right word for cannabis. That really was surprising. I'm sure there are other subsectors, but that really caught my eye. The median price of homes here is $325,000. That's up 13.2%. The median rent is $1,470 a month, up 8.9%. Pros include it's a prime location if you're trying to get to New York or DC, etc. Good amenities, small town charm, low cost of living, arts and museums, public transportation. It's a walkable and bikeable town, good education. The cons include traffic, crowds, taxes, crime, odd liquor laws, public schools, parking, and jobs. Opinion, I think it's a distant possibility for me. It depends on what you like. Okay, number 9, Dallas, Texas. The median price here is $345,000, up 17.3%. The median rent is $1,400, up 14.8%. Early stage funding is over $10 billion statewide. I couldn't find anything particularly related to Dallas directly, per se. Of course, that figure includes Austin, which I'll get to in a little bit. The sector strengths, it's oil and general high tech. The pros include cost of living, arts, sports, entertainment, sprawl. It's a huge area. I think it's over 350 square miles. It's a massive area. Food, nightlife, sports, hospitality, and it's an industrial hub. The cons include there's a lot of traffic, it's poor public transportation, low greenery. It's pretty desert-like out there. My opinion is it's a possibility. Number 8, Los Angeles, California. The median home price here is $861,000. That's up 18.5% year over year. That's incredible. The median rent here is $2,220 per month, up 14.4%. The early stage funding is about $5 billion. Pretty amazing. Ecosystem value is $119 billion. Pros include entertainment, recreation, lots to do, food, weather, diversity. Cons include homelessness, taxes, traffic, sprawl. It's crowded, there's crime, their housing costs are high, public transportation is poor, and the state just has suffered with lockdowns and mandates for a long time, and they're late to remove them. Number 7, Seattle, Washington. Okay, the median price here of a home is $708,000, up 14.7%. The median rent is $1,820 per month, up 16.7%. Early stage funding is $3 billion. Ecosystem value is $49 billion. The pros include it's a no tax state, no income tax state. It's beautiful. The cons include it has a high cost of living, insane government, homelessness explosion, and just persistent rain. My opinion is it's a beautiful area, but there are some real negatives that would probably give me pause. Number 6, Silicon Valley. The median home price is $1.6 million, up 18%. That's just incredible. The median rent is $33.68 per month, up 12.2%. Early stage funding here is $22 billion. It's just off the chart. Ecosystem value is $1 trillion. Incredible. Pros include world's top hub. It's a beautiful area, especially at the coast. Incredible weather, vibrant ecosystem, culture. Cons include, and there are many, traffic and crowds, extreme taxation, high cost of living, persistent lockdowns and mandates, corrupt one-party government. My opinion, I will never move back to California, but it's up to you. Many entrepreneurs I've encountered blindly assume that Silicon Valley is the be-all, end-all place to start a business. It was for decades, but today it and California have changed. So Silicon Valley continues to dominate the list for obvious reasons, but the competition from New York and Boston is nipping at its heels. Number 5, New York City, New York. The home price median is $737,000. That's up 24.5%. The median rent is $32.60 per month. That's up 25.4%, same or similar. The early stage funding here is $10.2 billion, over 18 times the global average. The ecosystem value is $189 billion. The pros are it's got world-class talent, 3.2 million bachelor degrees there, 3.2 million immigrants, a good dating scene, good culture, food, events. The cons are that it's still a kind of a vaccine mandate and passport state. I think that's changing soon. There's crime, there's taxation, high cost of living, high home and rental costs. It's fast-paced, whether you may or may not like that. It's got competitive employment. There's quite a bit of traffic. The winters are harsh. It's a terrorism target, and the schools aren't very good. My opinion is stay away as far as you can because of these cons, but you may just love New York. You might have family there. You may have other reasons. It's still a great startup hub. Number 4, Boston, Massachusetts. The median price is $657,000, up 11.9%. The median rent is $27.20 per month, up 26.5%. Early stage funding is $6.4 billion. The ecosystem value is $133 billion. Pretty amazing. The subsector strengths include life sciences, advanced manufacturing, and robotics. The pros are it's got top talent influx from 60 colleges and universities. It's home to MIT and Harvard. It's got super angel groups. The cons are it's got a high cost of living, high cost of housing, traffic, winters, dreadful public schools. My opinion is that it's a possibility, but it's not great due to the cons. Number 3, Austin, Texas, also known as Silicon Hills. The median price of homes here is $499,000. That's up 33.5% year over year. Median rent is $1,550 a month, up 26% year over year. Early stage funding is $1.9 billion. The ecosystem value is $19.8 billion. The pros include it's a red state. There's no income tax, but the cons include it's got sweltering summers, it's just increasing population, traffic, and housing costs. My opinion is it's really good, but it's getting more crowded and pricey, so it's just something to consider. Number 2, Atlanta, Georgia. Here the median home price is $326,000, up 19.8% year over year. The median rent is $1,700 a month, up 14.9% year over year. Early stage funding is $1.9 billion. Ecosystem value is $19.8 billion. The pros here, millennial-friendly city, friendly people. The Beltline has walking, biking, and hiking trails. Food's great. Cost of living is good. It's got diversity and good jobs. The cons are it's got humid summers. Public transportation is pretty bad. Sprawl, traffic, bugs, low recreational options. My opinion is that it's a good place. It's a good, reasonable place to set up shop. Okay, number 1, Chicago, Illinois. It's kind of surprising, and I'll get to this, but the median price of a home is $233,000. That's up 7.2% year over year. The median rent is $1,590, up 3.2% year over year. Early stage funding is $1.3 billion. The ecosystem value is $28.6 billion. Subsectors include AI, big data, analytics, and fintech. The pros are that it's got food and culture and amenities, but the cons are pretty high. It's got high taxation, crime, murder, brutal winters, government corruption. My opinion is stay away because these cons are pretty serious, but you just may love Chicago. And maybe the suburbs are probably where you want to hang out. Okay, finally, my bonus hub is anywhere USA. It's the entire country, perhaps the world. With normalization of remote workers, people can work anywhere they want. and quite successfully. This puts a big dent in local fencing around talent in specific places. Embracing a remote-based workforce offers tremendous advantages, flexibility, and freedom. Let's look at this more closely. The median home price is $358,000 nationwide. The median rent is $312,000 per month nationwide. Total startup investment last year was $330 billion across 17,000 startups. It was certainly a banner year for US VC firms. The average internet speed is 100 megabits. The pros are you can live where you want. The remote work is acceptable today. Fast internet in most populated areas, great online connectivity tools, crowdfunding. Still, it's the most free country on earth, I think. Cons include there's a lack of physical team proximity and water cooler socialization. So that's going to be tough. My opinion is this is my preference. I would pick anywhere USA because I love the freedom to live where I want. And that's what America is or should be about, is freedom. Some companies have built remote workforce from scratch quite successfully before COVID with just a mere mailbox. TopTal, a company I've consulted for in the past, started as a fully remote workforce and has done extremely well. Living where you choose is a win for you. It's a win for your family and your company. Being in your happy place, which many will find in low-cost living areas and cities and states. So what's the case for moving to a startup hub? On the pro side, hubs bring smart, driven people together to contribute ideas, talent, capital, skills that can help startups achieve success more rapidly. Hubs are generally located in very large, densely populated, high-cost cities, however, which have other cons to consider carefully. They usually have top-rated colleges and universities that spawn talent, angels and VCs, accelerators, city programs, and more. They all promote their successes, but rarely, if ever, their failures. Anyone remember ftcompany.com? On the con side, some big startup hubs have become anti-business due to local and or state level government insanity. Big city startup hubs can offer a lot, but they can come with a host of big city cons like higher cost of living, traffic, crime, and homelessness. And as the pandemic proved, there are worse when it comes to lockdowns and mandates, causing added frustration and friction. It turns out that many entrepreneurs are successfully building companies remotely, away from these hubs. Inc.com reported 2 years ago that many entrepreneurs are moving away from big cities like San Francisco to smaller ones like Austin, Nashville, and Reno, dramatically lower cost of living, more freedom, and better livability. In the end, it's a personal choice, obviously, that I certainly can't make for you. You'll have to weigh the pros and the cons given your own situation. How important do you think it is to move to a startup hub for its local ecosystem and benefits? Where would you want to locate your new business? Let us know in the comments. Figuring out where you want to live is an important decision. Everyone has different priorities, so we often suggest using a spreadsheet with weighted scores to rank cities based on your personal preferences. Download our free spreadsheet template if you want to give it a try. Here's the link below. If you'd like to know more about making a big move in America, check out this video here.